Hey guys, so in this video of the tutorial series, I'm going to create the how-to page and the disclaimer page as well. Now, what we're also going to do is we're going to attach these to the menu as commands and then to our application so that we can actually open these windows up so that when the user, like here, clicks file and then clicks on the command, it will open up a new window. And how to do that, we're going to use the tk.top level widget, and we're also going to use inheritance. And I'll show you the power of using inheritance. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on class, base window, and we're going to inherit from tk.top level. Yep. So now what top level essentially is, it's just like extra windows or like additional windows on top of your application. So on top of our GUI. We're going to inherit from it so we don't repeat our code. So class base window, sorry, wait, there's a blank space there. So class base window inheriting from tk.top level. Then we're going to invoke our constructor. So def init underscore and then self, so the instance, and then super. This is the constructor for the superclass, which is tk.top level. And this doesn't need like a master. This doesn't need any like master or parent widgets, so it's fine. So there's nothing there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to do safe self.base underscore frame. It's equal to tk.frame self. So the master or parent of this tk.frame widget is the base window or the top level. Now, another thing you notice in here is I'm actually using self for our like base frame like attribute. It's good practice. So technically these should all be self as well. I just don't like writing out a lot, but I'm specifically entering it here so that any other classes that inherit from base window, they have access to it. And any other functions I do as well. So self.baseFrame and then self.base underscore frame dot pack propagate is equal to 0. And then self.base underscore frame dot pack. I'm going to fill equals both and expand equals true. And then we're going to have self.fonts. And this is going to be equal to, let's do this, tree, bullshit, ms, and nice. This isn't really necessary, but I'm going to be using it later on. So that's why I'm just putting it here. And then self.geometry. And we're going to give that 600 x 200. So 600 width, 200 height. That's the size of our window that we're going to open. And we're not going to, it's not going to be resizable. So self.resizable 0, 0. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to, so that's our base window. We're not actually going to use this base window itself, but what we're going to do, we're going to inherit, well, we're going to use it for inheritance. So class help page. Now this is going to inherit from base window. So all of these attributes of our base window class, help page gets access to those. So we don't even repeat ourselves by using this. So this is fine. So it's reducing the amount of code we have to write. So help page inherits from base window. And then we're going to initialize it. So def underscore self and then super. Okay. Then what we're going to call this is self.title. Let's just call it how to. Yeah, and then we're going to have a bio. So bio equals, you know, just blah, blah, blah. You know, you can write whatever you want here. And then it's also going to have a frame. So frame underscore about equals tk.label frame. And the parent for this or master for this frame is actually going to be self.base frame. So because we're inheriting, we actually have access to this self.base frame up here. So it's tied to this frame. So self.base_frame. And text, let's just call it about window equals about wordsmith. Okay. And then frame_about, let's just pack that. Pack. Expand equals true. Fill equals both. Okay. And then we're just going to create a label. So label is just basically going to contain the text, which is the bio. So label about equals tk.label. Okay. Frame_about. So the parent or master for this label is going to be frame_about. So this label is going to be inside this label frame. Okay. And the text for it is going to equal to the bio that we wrote. And then the font for it is going to equal self.fonts. And it's the self.fonts that we assigned here in the base window. So we've effectively taken from that. So label about.pack, and then let's just say expand equals true. Okay, and then we're just going to do the disclaimer page. So class disclaimer page, We're inheriting from the base window, and then def underscore init, self super dot init. So initializing it, and then pretty much the same thing. So self.title, let's just call it disclaimer. Let's do a summary. Summary equals blah, blah. And then pretty much the same thing as we have here. So it's going to be frame_disk, so like frame disclaimer for short, tk.label_frame, self.base_frame, text equals this. Okay, and then label_disk equals, oh, sorry, wait, we need to pack this. So frame_disk dot pack, expand equals true, and fill equals both. Okay, and then we're going to do the same for label_disk equals tk.label, and frame_disk is going to be the parent for this. Text is going to equal to the summary that we have here, blah, blah. And font is equal to self.fonts. And it's the same self.fonts from the base window attribute. Then label_disk.pack, expand equals true. Then that's our two windows set. So now next thing we need to do, we need to go back to wordsmith.py. And what we're going to do here is we're going to create two methods for the application. So we need to inherit first. So from views, import navbar. We're also going to import disclaimer page and help page. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to have two methods. So inside our application, we're going to have def open help page self. And then that's going to open the help page. So it's going to run help page class. So it's going to open the class, which is the top level. So that means it's going to open the window. And then def open disclaimer page self. And basically what this is going to do is open the disclaimer page. Okay, so now we need to tie these to a command so that an event can run that can cause them to open. And how we're going to do that is through our menu. So if we go back to views.py and we go up to our menu, so here we have the to do, we can remove that. And then what we can do is set the command equal to parent dot open help page, I believe it was. Parent dot open help page, yeah. And then we can do the same thing for this one. So command equals parent dot open disclaimer page. And that's our command set there. So you can also use a lambda approach, but if you don't, if you do it this way, without actually invoking the command, it will become a callable. So it will call the function itself, and you can do that many times. So that's why I don't have the brackets for the function. I'm not actually running the function itself. And what's meant by parent here is because we're passing in the instance of our application to the navigation bar, so parent self, we have access to the methods of the application. So that's how we're able to run open help page and open disclaimer through the menu. So now if we run our code, that should work. So let's run file and how to use wordsmith. So there we go, it opens it. File disclaimer, and it opens the disclaimer as well. So that's all for now. And in the next video, I believe we will actually be starting our main GUI. So we'll be designing the main page.